Chrysler power up to the Autumn Adventures and games under £20 PSN sales. Great news, I've done all the hard work for you, and I've looked through every game in the sale and found some really cool games for you to play that are on massive sales as well. So if you like finding cool new games to play and saving a lot of money along the way, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe. You're welcome here anytime. Okay, this sale ends on the 24th of September, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up is Excel World vs Sword Art Online. It was released in 2017, so it was 8 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £6.74, which is pretty great. In this action RPG, the worlds of Sword Art Online and Excel World have merged, and Yui from Sword Art has vanished, and now you must challenge the 7 kings of pure colour from Excel Worlds to find her. It features characters from both series, and flying abilities added to the game as well. Now there's a huge amount of games in the Sword Art Online franchise, but this one's pretty unique with it crossing over with Excel World. People who are a fan of both franchises will probably really enjoy this game. But if you're not a fan of the series, there's a huge amount of games in this genre, and you have a load to choose from. But if you're a big anime fan, and you like JRPGs, then you might want to check this out. It's not very often you see 2 franchises cross over, so this is a pretty cool game for people that know the series, or are fans of anime in general. In a genre that has so many games in it, it's nice to see something that's a bit unique. So if you're intrigued by this unique crossover, then why not check it out? I think it'll be a huge amount of fun for fans of the franchises involved. And hey, if you've never played an action RPG before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. It's a good quality game at a pretty good price, but there's a huge amount of competition in this genre, and you can get massive AAA legendary games for about the same price or even a little cheaper as well. So you have a huge amount of competition, and a lot of it is really big competition. So you're probably better off starting with one of them instead. But hey, if you're really into anime or specifically these franchises, then why not check it out? It's a unique game if you're into those franchises, and I think you'll have a lot of fun. But if not, don't worry, there'll be plenty more games for you to choose from in future videos instead. We have another action RPG next, Anima Gate of Memories Arcane Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 7 years old, and it's on an 87% discount for the low price of £3.24, which is really great, as this edition includes Anima Gate of Memories and Anima the Nameless Chronicles DLC as well, so you're getting the complete version of the game with everything included, which is really good. This game tells the story of a unique conflict from both sides. On one, a girl who has lost her past, and on the other, an immortal cursed to walk the world until the end of time. Which one will be our saviour, and which one will be our doom? You'll have to play the game to find out. Now, this may not be the best action RPG around, and it may not be very well known, but it's at a really low price, and it's based on a tabletop game, so it's got a lot of emphasis in lore and story, which I think a lot of people will enjoy. Where it lets itself down is the combat and gameplay isn't as good as the bigger titles with bigger budgets. But hey, at this price, if you're looking for something a bit different and you haven't played before, and you've played all of the other action RPGs, you might want to check this out. It's not going to be for everyone, but it is a bit different, with a huge emphasis on story and the multiple endings with a change in story based on your decisions. There'll be something here for people that really like that, if you're willing to ignore the not so great gameplay in comparison. If you like the look of it, or you're a fan of the tabletop it's based on, then why not take a look at it? It's quite different, and I think some people will really enjoy it. It might just be worth a chance. And hey, if you've never played an action RPG before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. At this price you're getting a pretty unique game that a lot of people might enjoy, but it's also not the best game around, and you can get other bigger AAA games for not too much more, and a load of other ones that are much more well received, and you'll probably have a better time with them, so don't forget to subscribe, and then you won't miss your other options when they come on sale next. We have an RTS next, Anno 1800 Console Edition. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £5.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially for a PS5 game as well. Now, there is a deluxe edition that's not on sale right now, but it only includes 3 cosmetics packs, so I don't really consider that worth it. But hey, if that's your sort of thing and you want it, you'll have to wait for that version to come on sale instead. Although there is other content as well, you don't get all of it, you only get some, so even if you do buy it, you're going to have to buy more DLC anyway. So, make your mind up about that. In this game, you get to experience one of the most exciting eras of mankind as you implement your own strategy while discovering new technologies, regions, and societies. It features a story campaign, customizable sandbox mode, and 16-player online multiplayer as well, which is really great. I'm a big fan of RTS games, and it's nice to see one have a story campaign. A lot of the modern ones seem to have that these days, which is nice. And what's really encouraging is this game series has been around forever. They've been making games for decades now, and they've all been pretty much well liked and well well received. It's a pretty big franchise, and it's got some real heritage behind it now, and these modern ones are no exception. They're well reviewed and they're well liked as well. So if you're a fan of RTS and you haven't played this Anno, or you've never played Anno in general, then check it out. It's a really good game series, and this is a really good modern version of it. So if you like the look of it, definitely check it out. Fans of RTS will probably love this game. And hey, if you've never played an RTS before, then you could definitely start here. With RTS and series, it's not like single player games where the sequels continue on the story and that. You can just play any of them. Pick the one you like the theme of, or the one you like the features of the most. And this is a really modern game for a really low price, so you can't ask for much more really. If you've always been tempted by an RTS, why not check this out? You don't have a lot of options on PlayStation, and this is one of the best, so definitely take a look if you're interested. Up next is my star by Apex Construct. It was released in 2018, so it's 7 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the crazy low price of 57 pence, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it. And yes, you heard that right, it's not even £1, it's literally nearly £0.50. It's crazy cheap. Now this game used to be a much higher normal price as well, so this is a crazy deal compared to the launch price, which was way higher than this. Now for this game, move controllers are required, which is great because this sort of game in VR, you need them. And it's a PSVR 1 exclusive, so if you don't have the first headset, you won't be able to play it either. In this action-adventure RPG, you get to explore a shattered future where two AI are locked in an endless war, and you must explore and solve puzzles to reveal the world's secrets while collecting resources to upgrade your weapons and equipment along the way. And since release, they've added an extra challenge mode with leaderboards as well, so if that's your sort of gameplay, then you'll really enjoy that as well. Now, I'm a big fan of VR, and VR adventure games. I think they're the best sort of thing for VR, where you get to experience worlds and go on a proper adventure. It's really cool, and this is one of the better games. It was made exclusively for VR, it wasn't ported, and it's got a lot of bow combat and controls that involve using your hands, hence the move controller requirement, so it's just made really well from the ground up for VR, and the story seems pretty cool as well. I picked this up a while ago, but I haven't got around to playing it yet. But it looks like one of the better games on PlayStation as far as VR adventures go. It's got great reviews, it looks like a really good game, it's got really good features, and at this price, you just can't go wrong. Like I said, it's my star buy. It's well worth your time and money, I promise. If you've got a PSVR 1, buy this game. It's practically free. And hey, if you've never played a VR action adventure before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good quality one for a crazy low price. What more do you want? Just pick it up if you've got any interest at all. I'm sure you won't regret it. Assassin's Creed Origins Gold Edition is our next game. It was released in 2017, so it's 8 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £7.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, as it includes the deluxe content, Ambush at Sea mission, Desert Cobra equipment, shield, mount, 3 ability points, and Season Pass 2 story expansions as well, including 2 customizable packs, exclusive weapon, and 500 Helix credits as well. Now, you shouldn't need them because pay to win and all that being chucked into the more recent Assassin's Creed games are kind of rubbish, but ignoring that, you get them for free, so that's great. I just wish they weren't there in the first place. This action RPG is set in ancient Egypt, and the story follows a Magi named Bayek of Suwa and his wife Aya, and tells the story of a conflict with the precursors of the Assassins' Brotherhood and the Order of the Ancients, who are the forerunners to the Templar Order. Now, Assassin's Creed has been around for ages, and back in the day it was a legendary series, with the Ezio trilogy and 3 and 4 being the peak of the series. Unfortunately after that, it skydived straight into the ground. Big ball of fire, lots of crying. Actually not really a lot of crying, people were just bored of it at that point. But in any case, it didn't do so well. But then it did have a bit of a renaissance, and that started around about the time this game came out. And they may not be as good as they used to be, but they are pretty good games now, especially if you pick the right ones. Some of them are pretty decent, and this is one of them. And what's really cool about it is it's set in Egypt. That's a very unusual place for most games, and it's a really cool aesthetic and time period. So if you're a fan of open world games, specifically Assassin's Creed games, or you just like games where you get to be an assassin and have a lot of fun and combat with a great story, then why not take a look at this? It's not the best in the franchise, but it's a good game and it's on a really good deal as well. So if you like the look of it, definitely check it out. It's a really great game at a fair price. And hey, if you've never played an action RPG before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. You can get games from other legendary franchises for about the same price as this, and even within the same franchise, you can get better games than this, like the Ezio trilogy or 4. That's really great as well. Both of them are absolutely amazing, and you can get them cheaper than this, and they're better as well. But hey, if you're really into Egypt, or you've played the other Assassin's Creed games, then why not check it out? This is still a great game at a good price. So if you're interested in it, check it out. It's not bad, but if you want another option, don't worry, there'll be plenty more for you to choose from in other videos instead. We have an action platformer next, Aztec Forgotten Gods. It was released in 2022, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price at £2.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. Just keep in mind that the PS4 and PS5 versions are separate, and there's no upgrade, so make sure you pick up the one you want, because you're stuck with it unless you want to buy it twice. In this game, you get to uncover the truth behind a far-future metropolis, as a young woman must battle the colossal forgotten gods, taking their powers and turning them against them to defeat them. It features massive boss battles, Aztec mythology, and story. Now, when this game came out, the reception was pretty mixed, and in general some people actually liked it, and some people weren't too sure, or didn't like the gameplay that much. But hey, it's not a bad game, and it's got a really interesting theme and story. So if you're a person that likes Aztec mythology, and you're a fan of action platformers, then why not check this out? It may not be the biggest game around, but it's got some big ambitions, and it's had a go with it. It may not be the best game around, but it's not the worst either. So if you like the theme of this one, or you just like the look of it in general, at this price, I think it's worth taking a chance on. You might just really enjoy it. So if you're feeling lucky and you want to roll the dice, why not check this game out? It's not for everyone, but I think some people will really enjoy it if they give it a chance. And hey, if you've never played an action platform before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. It's a decent game at a low price, but you can get much bigger AAA legendary ones for about the same price, or a bit more as well, and they're massive games as well. So you're probably better off starting with one of them instead. So don't forget to subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. We have a survival horror RPG next, Chernobylite Complete Edition. It was released in 2022, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. Just keep in mind that the PS4 and the PS5 version are separate games, and there's no upgrade between them, so make sure you pick up the right one, because you're stuck with it. In this game, an ex-employee returns to Chernobyl in search of their fiancée, navigating the military presence, stalkers, and supernatural horrors to survive and solve the conspiracy. It features survival mechanics, base building, stealth, and companions as well. Now, I'd never heard of this game before until I covered it the first time on this channel, and it really intrigued me, because it seems to be a really good game that people seem to really love. I mean, it's even being compared to Stalker in some of the reviews, and that's a big franchise to compare it to. And I'm just surprised I'd never heard of it before. It's just crazy. It seems like a really good game that more people deserve to know about. But in any case, if you're a fan of survival horror games, especially with base building, customization, all that sort of stuff, and you're into games like Stalker, or you're just interested in Chernobyl, or a really good horror story, then you'll probably really enjoy this. People that played it seem to absolutely love it, and it just seems like a really good game, with a lot of content included, at a low price, so you can't ask for much more really. If you like these sorts of games, definitely take a look. I think you'll really enjoy it if you pick this one up. And hey, if you've never played a survival horror game before, then you could definitely start here. It's a bit different in that there's a lot of action and RPG to it as well, so it's not a straight up horror game. But hey, if you're into that sort of thing, this is a really good game at a really good deal, so it's well worth picking up if that's your sort of thing. But don't worry, if you're not into this, there's plenty more games for you to choose from instead, so don't worry about it. The next game was a big contender for my star buy, Control Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the crazy low price of £3.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, as this edition includes both the DLC story expansions, but there are 2 versions, and one includes the PS4 and PS5 versions, but it can only be bought on the PSN website or a PS5, so if you want both versions, or you just want the best value for money, make sure you pick it up not on a PS4, because then you'll be locked into that game with no upgrade. But hey, if you get it off the website or a PS5, you'll get both versions with everything included, which is great. I just wish it included on PS4 as well, it seems so stupid to me. But hey, make sure you get the best deal. In this third-person action adventure, a corruptive presence has invaded the Federal Bureau of Control, and only you have the power to stop it with your psychic abilities and weaponry. It features a Metroidvania map, side missions, ability upgrades, and challenging boss fights as well. Now, this game came out of left field when it was released. Nobody was really looking forward to it or talking about it in general, and it was a massive smash hit. It was a Sony PlayStation exclusive, and people loved it. It was raved about from day one, and it done really well. I'm kind of surprised they haven't rushed a sequel, and you know how much Sony likes having exclusives. It's a really good game, really good action, really good story, Metroidvania map as well, and it's got a ton of content included as well. So if you're a fan of third-person action games, especially ones with a supernatural or special ability vibe to it, then you'll really enjoy this game. Definitely take a look at this. It was this close to being a star buy. I just couldn't justify it against a game that's not even £1. And hey, if you've never played a third-person action adventure before, then you could definitely start here. This is an amazing AAA quality game for a really low price with a ton of content included. You can't ask for much more really, it's the perfect sort of deal. So if you've never tried a third-person action game before, or you're tempted by this, definitely check it out. But if it's not your thing, don't worry, there's plenty more games for you to choose from in this video and in future videos as well. My favourite survival horror franchise is next, Dead Space Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £15.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal, as this edition includes cosmetics of 3 suits and 2 suit textures, which I'm not a big fan of with cosmetics. You know me, I think it's kind of like a waste of money. But this is the cheapest I've seen the game ever. The base game hasn't been this cheap before, so right now this is a great deal. In the future, I'd probably recommend the base game, but right now this is the cheapest any version has ever been, which is a really great deal. In this survival horror, a maintenance team arrives to repair the Ishimura, but the team soon finds something horrifying aboard, as they are attacked by monsters and trapped aboard, and now they must work together to survive and escape this nightmare alive. Now, I played the original game of this back on PS3 and the sequel. Never played the third one though, although people seem to hate it. I mean, EA bought out the franchise and it took a nosedive. You know, EA does EA things. But the first 2 games are legendary. They're really good, amazing sci-fi games. And this remake of the first one, people weren't sure about because, you know, sometimes remakes, they dabble with things they shouldn't dabble with. But this one was really good. Sticks to the original game. Does change the story a tiny bit, but I mean in like tiniest, smallest way. So if you're a fan of the series, that might annoy you a little bit, but it doesn't affect the game in general. It just might be annoying for a very small amount of big fans. But outside of that, it's a really good remake. I'm gutted because they're probably not going to remake the sequel as well. But hey, at least they didn't mess up this game. This is a remake by EA. They could have tanked this franchise and somehow they didn't mess it up. If you're a fan of sci-fi, if you're a fan of survival horror, definitely check this out. It's an awesome game. Well worth your time. And hey, if you've never played a survival horror before, then I probably wouldn't recommend starting here. It's a really good game, but it is still quite pricey, so not quite cheap enough yet for me to be like, yep, definitely pick this up. But if you've played all of the other ones, and you've always wanted to try this franchise, this is a good deal right now. But if not, you'll get much better deals from bigger AAA franchises, much cheaper than this as well. So you're much better off starting with one of them instead. But don't worry, subscribe, and then you won't miss your options when they're on sale next. We have an RPG next, Game Deck Definitive Edition. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £5.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal. Now this game is on PS5 only, so if you don't have a PS4 you can't play it. This RPG is set in a future, lived within virtual worlds, where you are a game deck, a detective specialised in cyberspace investigation, and you must use your unique skills to gather information and interrogate witnesses and suspects to solve a variety of crimes. Now this game got really good reviews when it came out. People seem to really enjoy it, and I really like the idea of it. It seems like a really cool sort of Blade Runner-y style future that the game's set in, and it just looks like a really good quality game by a company that really knew what they wanted to make and had the talent to give it a good go. So if you're a fan of futuristic sci-fi games, or you like the idea of being a detective and solving crimes in a future virtual world, then why not take a look at this? It's a really cool game, and I think a lot of people will really enjoy it, especially if they're into this sort of stuff. And hey, if you've never played an RPG before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's a really cool game, but it is pretty unique in the genre, and you can get much bigger, more famous AAA legendary games for about the same price as this. So there's a lot of competition, and you're probably better off starting with one of them instead. But hey, sci-fi is kind of a niche genre, so if you're into sci-fi and you really like the look of this one, then go for it. It's a really good game at a really good price. But if you're not into sci-fi or you fancy starting somewhere else, then don't worry, there'll be plenty more options for you to choose from in future videos instead. We have a visual novel next, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, The Prophecy of the Throne. It was released in 2021, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £9.99, which is pretty good for a visual novel. They're usually very pricey. This game is set in a brand new ReZero storyline, supervised by Tapei Nakatsuki. The royal selection has been postponed as a mysterious sixth candidate appears, seeking the throne for themselves, and it features character designs by Shinichiro Otsuka as well. Now, I don't know a lot about ReZero, but hey, it's very popular, a lot of people love it, but this game seems really authentic. They've gone to the trouble of going to the people that make the other ReZero stuff and got them involved, which is really good. If you're a fan of visual novels, and especially ReZero, you'll probably have a great time here. With a unique storyline that's not seen anywhere else, there'll be a lot for fans of the series in this game. And if you're a fan of visual novels as well, then you might enjoy this as well. But visual novels aren't for everyone. It's basically a book with some graphics, and a lot of people get bored with that. But hey, you'll know if that's your sort of game or not. And if it is, and especially if you're a fan of ReZero, check this out. It's a great game at a fair price. So why not take a look if you like this sort of thing? And hey, if you never played a visual novel before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's not a bad deal, but if you're a fan of ReZero, you probably should start here. But if you're not, you can get other visual novels cheaper than this with different themes. Now, with visual novels, it's the story and theme that kind of carries it, so if you're not into ReZero, then you might not enjoy this as much, and you might be better off starting with another theme or genre from a different game instead. But hey, you'll know whether that's you or not, and if you're interested in this one, why not take a look? But if not, you do have other options, and some of them will be cheaper as well. And if that's the case, then don't forget to subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. And the final game I have for you is Valfaris Full Metal Mode. It was released in 2019, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £2.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a cool game. In this action platformer, your homeworld Valfaris suddenly reappears, and now you must explore the Citadel to uncover the truth behind its doomed fate by challenging the arcane evil at its heart. It features a new Game Plus mode and a metal soundtrack by Kurt Victor Bryant as well, which is really great if you're into metal. Now, this game was a sequel to Slain. It's from the same makers, and it's not a direct sequel, but it's a spiritual successor, I guess. Either way, that was a massive game when it came out. A load of people loved it, especially Metalhead fans. They absolutely raved about it. Now, this game generally is well received. The only negative comments I've seen about it is that it's really hard. So if you don't like games with a big challenge, then this isn't a game for you. But if you do, and you like this sort of game, and you're a fan of metal, then you'll probably really enjoy this game. It's a small niche, but if you fit into it, you'll have a lot of fun with this. So if you like the sound of it, and you're okay with a challenge, then why not check this out? And hey, if you've never played an action platform before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. Like I said, the negative reviews say it's a big, difficult challenge, and that's not for most people, so you shouldn't start here, more than likely. But hey, if you know you like a really tough challenge, and you're tempted by this, then go ahead, it's a good game at a really good price. But otherwise, there'll be plenty more options for you to choose from in future videos instead. And that's all the games I have for the Autumn Adventures and Games Under £20 PSN sales. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the Star Buy? Did it deserve it? Or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your comments below and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you found some really cool games to play, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Au revoir.